Willie D Live.
What's up, family? The man who called the police on the mother of Miss Shirley, the 3-year-old viral sensation who became very popular because of her sometimes sexualized dancing, says he'll do it again. I ain't got no problem with that, and here's why. I believe it was extremely responsible for that man to call the police if he had a genuine concern for the safety and well-being of Miss Shirley. Now, if he's just calling because he hating, that's different. According to Miss Shirley's mom, he hating. Miss Shirley's mom didn't know who was calling. She assumed that a woman had called. But a man actually called the police, and the police called her in for an investigation, said, we got to investigate this. Now, the mother she went off. She went crazy on the video, cussing everybody out, and she was hot. She called whoever called miserable. She didn't just call the person who called miserable, but she called other people women who jump into her DM trying to correct her. Got something to say. Anybody that's got something negative to say about the girl doing the type of dancing and stuff that she do. She was going off. And she thought it was a woman who was doing the complaining and who called in on her. But no, this dude said, no, I did it. I'm guilty. I did it. And I'll do it again. Now, he also shared that if CPS investigates and find that there is no sign of abuse or neglect, it's cool. But if they do, then that's cool too, because he alerted the authorities to save a child, right? Isn't that what we always say do? If we see something, say something. If we suspect something, wouldn't you rather call than not call, right? Like, think about the times that you saw things and you thought it was inappropriate. Something was going on with a child. You thought it was inappropriate. Maybe you saw the mama or daddy smack them or lift them up by their head off the ground. And you didn't say anything. And then you heard later that the child was dead, right? Child came up missing. Something happened. Sounds like to me, dude was erring on the side of caution. But he was eviscerated in the comment section by some people. In fact, I think the comment section was about half and half, about half people saying, hey, she's just a little girl, let her dance, and y'all sexualizing. I don't see anything sexual about it. Y'all the one who are sexualizing it. Let's stop right there. Because I hear oftentimes people talk about the sexualization or over-sexualization of young children, right? And they say, well, you can't equate that because they're young, and how are you looking at it like that? People look at it like that because they know children are being violated like that. That's why they look at it like that. If that was the last thing on earth that was happening, yeah, that would be weird for somebody to look at that and say, that's a problem. But the problem is there are people on the internet right now who are sexualizing Miss Shirley and other little kids, and they are pleasuring themselves looking at them kids. And when those kids do things like shake their butt, because this is not no shaking, no hip popping, this is a butt popping. This is diaper popping. It is what it is. You can try to use euphemisms and all of that stuff, but it is what it is. The girl is dancing like a grown woman. She bending over, shaking her butt like a grown woman, and she got these tight clothes on. If she didn't have the tight clothes on, it might not be as bad. But the fact that she's actually dressed like a chick that's out, like she in the club. I get it how some women believe that men should not even speak on things as regarding women, even if they are taking care of a woman or raising a girl to be a woman. A man shouldn't have any type of opinion about young girls and how they dance or how they dress. This is not just a female conversation. This is also a male conversation, because men are the ones who are tasked with defending these young girls. I saw a comment from Kendra G saying that I guess men can be jealous too. That is absolutely amazing how much men are involved in the life of women. Yet they have no voice when it comes to how a woman conducts herself or a young girl conducts herself, because you got fathers out there who are girl dads, and just loving fathers, period, who take care of their children, who take care of their girls, who protect their girls, who provide for their girls. But when it comes to how she should dress, he has no voice. How she should be conducting herself, how she should dance, he has no voice. Who she should date, he has no voice. Just shut up and give me some money. And speaking of money, a lot of people are saying that people need to leave the little girl alone and let her get her money. Wow. Leave her alone and just let her get her money. That's what it's about. See, that's what it comes down to. I think a lot of people are projecting. Let's get the money. Now, I seriously doubt if that young girl knows what she's up against right now. She has no idea where the type of dressing and the type of dancing that she's doing can lead her. She has absolutely no idea. There are already predators out there. Already. When you put your child in tight clothes and you expose them to the World Wide Web, you can expect some pushback. I saw a story of this young white girl who was sharing photos of herself. She was charging people to buy photos. And this guy shows up at her house who was buying photos from her. He had been buying photos for over a year. He's a big fan of hers. I think the girl was like maybe 15, 16 years old. And they was selling the pictures and stuff. And mom and daddy was on board with it. Well, one day the guy shows up at her house. And the dad actually had to gun him down because he tried to force his way into the house. There are consequences for things like this. Of course, something like this can happen without a girl sharing photos and stuff like that. But if you put yourself out there, the chances are even greater that the weirdos are going to come out and they're going to end up in your DMs and they're going to end up trying to find out where you live. This woman started bragging about how when she got to the police station for the investigation, that the police officers wanted to take pictures with her daughter. So she's taking pictures. This little girl is taking pictures with these strange grown-ass men. You do know that police officers are human beings too, right? You do know that you have predators in the police department. You do know that there are pedos who work in the police department. So if there are pedos in the police department, what do you think they're going to do with that picture when they get home? I would think that a parent would not want to even think about something like that. I would also think that a parent would never give anyone any type of ammunition to violate their child. There's a story of this girl named JonBenet Ramsey. I think she was about maybe 5, 6 years old. Lipstick, hair done, high heels, dressed like a woman of the night, doing pageants, right? Well, they suspected that the father had did something to violate her. They could never prove it. But then they started trying to tie this guy who was a photographer or something like that into her debt, saying that he's the guy who killed her because he had fantasized about her. Listen, if we know this type of stuff is going on, we can't act like it don't exist. We can't act like there are not predators out there who are preying on these children, who are looking for stuff like that, who get off to that type of stuff. So why would you want to present your child like that? You can't just close your eyes and hope that it's not happening. Close your eyes and pretend that the predators are not going to be watching your child and fantasizing over your child. You have to assume if you put these clothes on your child like that and you have out there, body going in every direction, you would have to assume that not only will civilized, decent people see her, but the worst of the worst, the low frequencies, will also see her. In cases like this, doing nothing can be just as harmful as doing the wrong thing. No more talk.